Welcome to Pick Central.
There we go. Thank you. Welcome to Pick Central. We have the full crew in here today, presented by DraftKings. The 82-game preseason is in the books, and it's finally time for the real season. Don't miss out on any of the NBA playoff action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. From the play-in tournament through the finals, from every opening tip to every buzzer beater, DraftKings Sportsbook has you covered with same-game parlays, live betting, odds boost, and so much more. And if you're new to this whole sports betting thing, it's super easy to get started. Try betting on something simple like a team to win. Go to the app, select your team, and place your first bet. It's that simple. There's so many available different. I mean, this is not with the NBA, but even this morning, Smitty alerted us.
Yes.
And we bet on Nadal on clay. What did he say? The stadium's named after him?
Rafael Nadal on clay at home after being broken in Spain at basically his home court.
Plus 175.
Shout out double fault.
Yeah, plus 175. That's because DraftKings is the best. Live lines are legitimately the best thing.
We couldn't jump on it fast enough.
I jumped on the Lakers yesterday live too at one point. It was perfect. And here's something else to sweeten the deal for all new customers. Bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's actually insane. New customers download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code PICKCENTRAL. That's code PICKCENTRAL to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Fellas, how are we doing today?
I just can't wait for everyone to apologize to me, tell me I was right. I'm excited for that today. So I'm here and waiting for all of the Chris Clemmer was right.
Trace Jackson Davis night did not go well.
Don't hold your breath.
Neither did Clay.
You won't admit you were wrong, Ev, huh? You're not ever good at that.
No, I wouldn't admit I don't think we're wrong.
No, I mean I wouldn't say one game.
One season, I would say. The season's over. So.
No.
Oh no, it is. It is over though. The Golden State Warriors season is over.
Well, see, you talk to me like that, I'll never apologize.
There's nothing to apologize. No, the season's over. It's not just one game. Like, the season's over. Like, it was a wasted season for them. No matter what. I mean,
but a season, Chris Clemmer that didn't watch, I
did. I watched more than you think.
They were 46 and 36. But they need to reshuffle. But saying they need to, punt. You're saying trade Curry, trade everybody.
Blow it all up, yes.
Yeah, you dead wrong.
Because you know what happened? I was thinking about this last night, actually.
Dead wrong.
Okay. I was thinking about this last night, and
I'm never going to trade Curry.
Okay.
It would be stupid.
People say the same. Okay, people say the same about Paul Pierce in Boston. And then Danny Ainge, who was there when those Celtics teams got old, he saw it happen in real time. And he said, I'm not going to make that same mistake. So he traded Paul Pierce.
Steph and Paul Pierce right now?
No, I'm just talking with someone
that's
who.
What you did.
Exactly
I'm not. Well, no, I'm not. The only reason
Steph Curry also has a lot left in the tank.
So true.
He's not the problem.
I agree. I agree.
A lot.
I also think
you
can get so much for him, though. That's the point.
How many championships have the Celtics won since they traded away Garnett and Paul Pierce when they aged?
None, but they have assets that are helping them.
Okay.
No, it's not okay. It's not. But that's not the end of the story, though.
I'm just.
But it's not the end of the story.
I'm just.
They have Smitty, that's stupid. They have assets right now that are helping them. They help them get the best record in the NBA.
They fleeced Boston on that trade, though. You got to leave that part in. They fleeced Boston on that trade, which allowed him to get Tatum. No.
Yeah, and Brown. They wouldn't have Tatum or Brown right now if they didn't make that move. They traded Pierce and Garnett. It wasn't just Pierce, too. And they got back a lot. And the reason Ainge made that trade, here's the whole point, is because
was that trade made?
Look, I'm
asking a question.
Are you going to interrupt everything I say all the time? Can I get a sentence done? It was made, I was in New York. It was made 10 years ago. What is the point? I don't know what he's trying to tell me. Why'd you interrupt me?
I apologize.
Okay.
Wow, so nice.
Thank you. The reason that
this is Chris Clemmer's moment.
This all started because I asked how we're all feeling. I didn't say anything about the games. I said how we feel.
Yeah, and the biggest story is the Golden State Warriors season is ending. I talked about this all season. I'm allowed to get my flowers today, I think, a little bit on that one.
A little bit.
Yeah.
That doesn't make you right about what it does. It makes you right about that when we 1 second. You're
I didn't say anything.
No, your neck
Right,
is
but
turned like
I'm
an owl.
not him. I didn't interrupt you.
I know, but what you said is that we all said the Warriors will be fine. You can say that you were right about that they weren't. Blowing them up of trading Steph Curry is still wrong. I think like Klay Thompson is going to be traded. I think that's going to happen.
Still,
He's
this
gonna
contract,
walk.
my sentence that you
Or
interrupted
free
me.
agent. Yeah, sorry.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, why would you trade him this season? To just be like, play it out. Like Steph, you're going to keep. Wiggins, you're probably like.
and also they've
trade.
won.
They have a young core they all like too.
Real
Moody,
four.
obviously.
That young core is
Exact-
not good enough to win playoff games by themselves.
They need
more.
They need a new number 2 is what they really need.
Yes.
Smitty.
That's
has
what I
his-
think.
I actually
Smitty has his hand raised.
healthy
Still haven't
debate.
said my sentence from when Smitty interrupted me the first
You should
time.
raise
What about
your hand
this?
Like a polite individual.
Have healthy debate. Do they actually need a new number 1?
No.
Steph slides to
Mike.
2.
No.
Where the scoring load just goes down on
Like
him.
how many got like
Who's
there's only
better?
I don't
guys
know.
that
I
are,
don't know. I don't know.
Nobody is like Steph Curry is still. He's averaged 31 points this year.
I just think
Who's averaging
yesterday-
31?
Yesterday was glaring because Klay was so bad. Like I don't think you hinder it all. on, like,
0 points.
But he was so bad. I think it's just clear that he's
Well, he's a free agent anyway. So he's fine.
Clay's gonna. If they over like
guessing.
this is where if they overpay Klay, that will be a mistake. But I think they
Yes.
need to. I think they need to reshuffle. Like I even thought Draymond played pretty well yesterday, and I think he showed like why you still need to keep a guy like that around. I think they need like a clear, like a legit number 2 that can score and defend. Like there isn't like, the Klay in the old days, which is far gone. Knockdown shooter, good perimeter defender, all those like things that are just winning components to a team.
What
And
happened
they
to
just
him?
don't. He tore his ACL or knee, Achilles.
Never been the
Jack.
same.
Times he's got injured a bunch of
He
times.
got old.
Is he now?
Missed 2 full years.
He can
and then
still
he's
shoot though.
Jack Mack killed him.
The original question I was going to ask before Smitty interrupted me was I was thinking about this. Put your hand up. Can I
can
just
still
talk,
shoot.
Smitty? All right, Smitty, you know what? You go ahead. You go ahead. No, I'm good.
No, no.
It's fucking rude. I'm talking and you're doing If someone did that to you, you'd be fucking furious.
No, he slammed the
out of his
door.
mind.
No.
Even in my deepest state, he's out of his bird.
My God. You laughed.
You don't help though.
You know,
You think I'm doing this on purpose, or you think this is to get him agitated? Of course, it's to get him agitated. But that was an insane reaction. I'm trying to be polite here.
Yeah, you
I was
can't.
waiting my turn.
Can't storm out. I've
He'll
never
be,
done
he'll
that.
be back.
Smitty.
I love pods.
I would like to adhere my time to Chris Clemmer. No, the fallacy I have with his argument is, yes, obviously Boston now made the correct trade after giving away Garnett when they were aging, but it is 10 years later. Would you, as the Golden State Warriors, want to ride it one last time to see if there's any juice left in the tank with Curry and Klay like they did, which I would agree with, or would you rather take that risk?
The answer is yes.
I don't know if they
Because the thing is, listen, there's still like how many? They won 3,
4.
4. They won 4 championships with this.
And let's
core.
keep in mind
show a
one
little
was-
respect.
Yeah.
One was not last year. It was 2022.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
It's not like their last championship was in 2017.
Yes, it's not like it was a long time. To show a little respect to these guys that have done so much for your franchise because it's the fucking Warriors. Steph Curry is not averaging 18 points a game. He's averaging 31
Still
points.
elite.
He's elite. It's not like he's falling off. So, and just to trade him for assets, I know it's a business, but people are not the worst people of all time.
Well, you might not get the accurate amount of assets for him.
you might
one of
not.
those.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's a huge risk. I mean, he's saying that
He'll be back.
he's saying that Boston made the exact right move, and yes, if you look at it, a decade later, argumentatively, they probably did, but it's 10 years later, A, and B, they haven't won.
Yeah, but they're in a better chance to win a
They
championship
are.
than they were with those guys
Do you
aged
think
out of
this
their birds.
show? Do you think this show is?
And also, they fleeced the Sixers more than the Nets during that time.
How so?
Markelle Fultz and Tatum.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they traded back to get Tatum,
Well, you should,
and the Sixers drafted.
There's certain franchises you should never trade with. Like, anytime the Spurs are like, hey, we want to do this, flip a pick,
Actually,
no matter what. You're like, no.
Do you
Because
think
they're smarter than me. No matter what I think I'm getting out of this deal, they're smarter than me. Same with the Braves in baseball.
besides Pick'em, do you think this show has the most blow-ups out of every?
That was that.
Dukes, you said yes?
It might.
Am I in the wrong? Am I in the wrong here? Was that outrageous?
I'm not sure what happened this one. Well,
You didn't give him his flowers.
I think it's been a build-up.
I was actually in the middle of giving him half his flowers.
I think both people are right, by the way.
Yeah, no, I think he was right about this year. We were wrong about this year. They
But
even 10th.
He was.
But I don't agree with that again.
But I also don't think I'm completely. Yeah, I don't think I'm completely wrong.
also
But you have to.
I also don't think he's right. I don't think the Warriors should have traded their assets. I think they should have given them.
That we're not talking
From a
about.
GM perspective?
I'm saying like he was like the argument was this year we're like I don't care what place they'll come in, they'll be fine. Like it's the Warriors, and he was like, well, I don't think they will. And then the assets thing. Assets I don't agree with at all.
But also, let's keep in context too. They were the 10 seed, fine, but they also were 46 and 36.
Yeah,
Like, they weren't like some like one of those old East teams that was like 40 and 42 that was in the playoffs. Like they were 10 games above 500.
Yeah.
The West is just a gauntlet.
Steph missed time too, right?
The gap between them and I think even like the 4 or 5 was like very small.
Didn't Steph miss time?
Wiggins did.
Yeah, Wiggins missed some.
Wiggins had
Steph might have
like
missed, a little, not like a lot. I don't know.
Wiggins
He missed
had,
a little though, Steph. No.
Wiggins had personal time too. Like it was like something with his. I don't know. I something with his family or
That might have
something.
been last year, though.
I thought it was this year.
No, I hope not. Like, just in the sense of, like, my years just getting mashed together.
I'm
But I
pretty
think,
sure
I
it
just
was
want to
this
think from a GM perspective, you shouldn't have blown up the Warriors. Like, if Klay's contract is up this year, you're probably going to get nothing really for
And
him
they
in
just
return.
signed Draymond, right?
No, you can't trade him.
No, right. I'm saying if his contract's up this year, Steph
over.
is, like, not like who Paul Pierce was.
When
in
we
the
say
Celtics,
up
like,
this year, it's,
Well, that's what I was saying with the Celtics thing. Like, that was a very washed, like old, like Curry's not nearly as washed.
I
as
might have my
those
years
guys
wrong,
were.
but the Celtics blew a series lead to the Heat the year before. So, like, they sold at the right time.
No, the Celtics obviously.
Right.
Hindsight, clearly they did. Like
100%,
obviously they made
yeah.
the right moves. They've ended up putting themselves in a spot where they have kind of a large championship window with this new young team.
Oh, 100%.
So
Yeah.
obviously they made the right moves. I'm not disputing or anything like that. I just think the situation was a little different where they were like, this team is much less removed from winning championships than that team was. Those guys are much more washed than these guys are. But just besides Clay's the outlier in this big three because he's had the injuries. He just isn't the guy he once was.
Who are the big free agents coming off? Available.
That I'm not sure. That I'm curious to look into. I think they probably have to make trades.
Ron.
Imagine.
Here we go.
Honestly, he would kind of fit like the more. I told you he'd be back. That was kind of the fit.
I said come back in because I don't think
I
it's
said
that
you
serious.
I need you
Back.
back.
All right,
I was in the over under like 10 minutes. You were under.
Well,
Yes.
what's the what?
But Mush, what did I do when you called on me?
He said, I'll adhere to.
Here to whatever Chris Clemens.
It's not that. I just had a point I wanted to make that I've been thinking about since
Make-
last night.
make
I wasn't
it,
allowed to
make
Okay.
it.
So I was thinking about this. You guys, I don't know if you guys have seen a team get old, an NBA team a championship team get old. So when I was, because of free agency, so many guys have moved around. But when I was younger, I saw the Pistons with Isaiah Thomas get old. I saw the Celtics with Bird get old. And this is kind of how it happens. And you guys are absolutely right. Steph Curry is way better than Pierce and Garnett. Now, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no question about that. But I look at that as like even more assets I can go get. This Warriors team is not going to get better. This is only going to get worse. And because of that, you can totally rebuild your future. And that's what Danny Ainge was thinking when he made that deal. And I believe in that philosophy. That's all.
But I think they can still. I think this team, if you move a few parts, can get better. Like I think you're saying they can't get better. I would disagree with. Like if they can find, like if they can basically not overpay Clay where he goes somewhere else or whatever, and they bring in like another star, like a younger star, to mix with Curry. You still have Draymond and some of these other guys like Kuminga and these guys. Like I think they absolutely can get better and be right back. And my point was too with the context. They were the 10th seed. But they also were 46 and 36. They were like they were 10 games from 500. They weren't some like middling team. They were right there in the fringe of like that gap between like 4, 5, and like 10 was so small in the West that I think they're like one solid move from being back like in that group and contending.
Oh, so
I really believe that.
Hindsight's 2020. They were favorites last night going in, correct?
I mean,
They were.
That's really the first time.
I think it was just glaring.
saying
winners.
that- I've
In
been
their
saying this for
quote that they really had that shit.
And
Looking
the
back, what do you
Kings didn't
think?
have Porter
What do you think is
or
the biggest? If you're a
Monk.
Warriors fan or that whole the whole run, is the biggest regret letting Durant go?
No.
Really?
I think the biggest regret is even almost like people. I don't think you regret winning a championship. I think that
Two.
2 championships, like I don't think you could have kept him.
I think you figure a way out.
The biggest regret.
I think
is
you figure it out with him.
Overpaying probably Jordan Poole.
No, the biggest regret is taking James Wiseman over LaMelo Ball. Think about where they'd be as a franchise if they hit on that pick.
Well, I mean, you're correct, but LaMelo Ball also has just been.
But also, you can't.
But you'd have another ball-dominant guard.
Steph Curry at like whatever pick that was.
9.
I think the guy Brandon,
Isn't LaMelo Ball similar? You'd have a ball-dominant guard.
LaMelo's good.
You'd find a way to make it work other than James Wiseman.
I don't know. I think you find a way make it work with Durant.
I think that rookie.
I think Durant just wanted to
Hodgkinski's
leave.
good.
Yeah, I don't think.
I don't think it
also
was
got
up to them.
You got shit for.
Like you think? What do you think? They didn't offer him max money?
Oh, you're right.
He wanted to win a title on his own. The thing. So I was watching this last night.
Good luck with that.
And I was really struck by how it reminded me so much of the Celtics. I know I keep going back to this, but like when they played the Hornets in the early '90s, and Alonzo Mourning and Larry Johnson were just beating Kevin McHale and Robert Parrish up. And it was like they're just getting out athleticism. Like they were just getting beat on offensive rebounds, and I felt the same way watching the Kings, who aren't a great team. They're fine.
Well, I was going to say,
annihilate
let's give the Kings credit. The Kings are tough.
Well,
Kings are a good team.
Keegan Murray is a star.
But I'm pretty sure the Warriors' offensive rebounds were incredible all year.
They were the best rebounding team in the NBA.
The NBA. Sure. So yeah, they were. And
they had a bad night.
They had a bad night.
Had a bad night. Yeah.
If you told me Keon Ellis, who averages 5 points a game, was gonna shut down Steph a little bit and play amazing, I would have said you're stupid.
Also, Keegan Murray scored 32. He's a very good player, but 32 is an outlier. They played great.
5 points a game.
They played great.
Alabama.
Played unbelievable.
I didn't think the Warriors were going to lose by 20 last night. Don't get me wrong. I thought it was
Clay
gonna be a
scoring
close game.
a goose egg
0
is. Like I said, that was listen. Clay can still play a little bit. Like that was a glaringly bad game.
He got nothing out of Davis.
But I mean, he's not the guy he once was, obviously. But I mean, when Clay scores 0 points, like what and Steph doesn't go for like 40, you're going to be in a bad spot. They need more starting offense. Like
What was Clay's over/under that Big Cat took?
it was 23.5 points, rebounds, assists. I think
Better off losing that.
points was like 19.5.
No, not that bad.
I don't know. That was pretty bad.
I'd rather get like 6 points at least.
in a do-or-die situation.
A 0 is
Tough.
brutal. Just
0 is
just
brutal.
0 for 10. From
He wasn't
the
even
field.
coming close.
Yeah, that was glaringly bad.
The worst game of his career.
Yeah,
Let's put it out there. It just was.
It can't get worse.
Where do you think he goes?
I feel like they're gonna fucking just resign.
I don't think they are.
Which that's when I will say that's a mistake.
I think
I will,
signing
I'll call it how I
Draymond
see
at
it.
that extension was an mistake. He's still making so much money
I don't
for so
think that.
long.
I think he does so much.
I think Draymond's got too much baggage. Ev thinks he's actually the glue that holds all together.
I really think he is too.
I
And
think it's gonna be true though.
I agree.
I think he
They fucking go to bat for him all the time.
he does too much stuff that doesn't show up in the stat sheet. That like you see, I saw a bunch of plays yesterday where he's steals, like playing hard defense, like
Basketball
grabbing
IQ is through the roof.
amazing. Like I think if he left, that you would see how badly they miss him, like immediately.
I don't like him, but I think
they'd be soft without him.
yeah, and
You need a guy like that on your team, and he
Also cost him a
Their
final.
young guys are pretty good. I don't think we're giving the young guys enough
But
credit.
he's saying they cost him a final. So would you lose one to get 4?
No, but that's part of
you're-
part of the story. He did cost him a finals.
but also help him one.
He also have to win 4.
Fair.
The Warriors young guys are good, but they're not. You can't win a title.
No, but
Kuminga's
if
a
you
good,
bring
like,
in
bench
somebody
scorer.
else, like Moses
They need a
Moody, I
star.
think-
They need like an all-star caliber.
Moses
player.
Moody's
Full-on
really good.
Star, because right now they
Kuminga's
used to
really
have
good.
2 stars.
Brandon Ponzinski is really gonna be good. Like that.
yeah.
Like I think that guy Pods or whatever. Like
Yeah.
he
Could
could
argue they used to have
could
Trace
be
also
the
helps.
shooting guard.
I would have
Trace
put
helps
Clay.
a
We're
lot.
prime
What?
Clay. as a
Grace
star.
helps a lot.
and
too.
Durant, and you could have argued they had like a
Oh,
I
fringe
think
4th
Grace
star
is
the way Draymond.
I think we got like
Yeah.
7 people talking.
Poole had some good
Yeah.
games.
They've gone from where they used to have 3 stars. Me and Smitty were just saying whereas Durant, him, and Clay bona fide, and like Draymond was do everything, like fringe, next like best role players out there. Now they've gone down to they have 1, and he's aging. He's still a star, but he's aging in Curry. Clay's just not a
we
star.
gotta stop with this aging stuff until he ages.
No,
I really
don't
do.
think you. I think
No, I
No,
think-
I'm not
no, I
knocking
think
him,
so.
but he's every day he's getting older, Marty. That's all.
I understand that, and I get that, but why not? Like, if you're averaging 31 still and you're 50 years
Need a
old,
star.
would you still say like?
that's not going to happen.
But I mean, I'm saying right now we're
Never
saying he's
happened.
aging. He averaged 31,
Right.
but like, so he's not
Because
like,
that ceiling
he's
is getting lower and lower, and eventually you hit your head.
Yeah, eventually, but I don't think it's anytime soon. you don't just go from 31 to 15.
No, but
Like,
you
when-
go to
when
24. That
about-
really hurt. That team depends on so much. That
When you're talking about like
can't win.
when they traded Paul Pierce, he was averaging 17 points a game.
They also traded. It wasn't just Pierce. It was also Garnett too.
I know, but I'm saying like Paul Pierce was the guy, and it's like he was averaging 17 points.
Right.
31 is like a world. That's a world difference.
So that wasn't the biggest fleece for the Celtics.
These are upcoming free agents?
Yes.
These are upcoming free agents?
Yeah, like the only move is to get rid of Clay. And like, do you go after somebody like Buddy Hield, like for cheap?
Yo, does Gordon
Nah, they
Hayward
need
have
more
anything
than
left
that.
in the
They need
tank?
better than that. They need like a Paul.
That's a good question because no matter what I
My
say,
guy Gordon Hayward have anything left in the tank?
Drew Holiday's not.
They need like Paul George. They need like
Yeah.
Pascal Siakam. Like those
they
are
need
the
a
kind of guys.
big-
Those are the
yeah.
kind of guys like they need.
I know,
not
they
like,
need a star. I know.
Like not like
I know.
even like D'Lo would help. Not like I think they need more than that. But
You got to go back up to the
Siakam.
top.
to the top of that
Siakam
list.
would go there,
I tell
and
you, Luke Kennard would be fucking
Tyus Jones.
fantastic.
would
Doug
be a good
McDermott's
player.
still getting checks?
he's pretty good still.
No, I think we're going down way too far. Go back up.
There's no
Yeah,
real. There's no
yeah,
real.
they
And
need
then
like the
that
guys
that tells us a story then.
They need guys at the top. They need like the Siakams, like
Other than
George.
Siakam, who's going to help them?
Paul George would help.
LeBron
Paul
James.
George.
LeBron obviously would help if that ever.
For how
was a
long?
possibility.
I guess a year. Get an extra year out of it.
so Tobias
That's all we're looking for. You're looking
Tobias
for like
Harris,
2 more years of
Tobias
like,
Harris would go there and become the greatest player
like you're looking to
Tobias
go
Harris
for it.
anybody's ever
Would
seen.
be unbelievable on that team.
I don't know. If LeBron
I
has
don't think he's
No,
over
just
the
the-
LeBron
top.
has ring chased
Yeah.
before. LeBron's ring chased before.
He wouldn't go there.
Wow, what if the Warriors draft Bronny though?
And he might.
Now you're talking.
Maybe that's the play.
Then
How
he might.
hurt is Lonzo?
He just hasn't played in forever.
I think he's like literally like just starting to play basketball.
He'd
again.
be nasty, I think. Next to if you in Rico's
Wait.
hypothetical situation, if you moved like Steph, like if you had a true pass first point guard in like Lonzo next to Steph, I think that's a.
Lonzo is this generation's Brandon Roy, I think.
Not quite as good, but I get what you're
Well,
going
like,
with.
but
I do think Lonzo's good.
This isn't
He plays.
the Warriors. It wouldn't even be obviously about the draft capital or whatever. You bring LeBron in with Steph, you're going to be bringing in one of the top free agents as well. Because let's be honest, like he'll be in cahoots with somebody.
Could be.
Yeah.
What's LeBron's odds on DraftKings to go to the Golden State Warriors?
I don't even know if you can bet.
I don't think you. I don't know if you can do that now.
Somebody in the chat said that the Warriors this year were 13-14 without Draymond.
I'm saying
That's crazy.
the guy. He just does a lot of shit that people just see. Oh, he averages like 9 in this a game, and I'm like, nah. Like you gotta like watch. Like he just brings so much more to that than just like points.
Yeah.
This Warriors team had more wins than last year. The Western Conference was just ridiculously stacked.
That's also part of my point. Like they were a couple games from being like a 4 or 5 seed.
The Rockets had 41 wins. They were the 11 seed. Like, it's this historically good Western Conference.
So that's more my point that I think they do need to reshuffle.
The
but not-
Celtics were
not
46
just
and
one.
36 too, and then the wheels come off. You know they do, and it comes off fast. I've been down this road before, guys. I'm telling you, it's not pretty.
I understand. I just don't
You're
think.
talking about just a different team from 10 years ago.
Well, I'm talking about a team from 30 years ago.
They
Even
won a
worse.
champion-
Or it's not, but I'm talking about multiple teams. The Pistons. This
Zero
happens.
correlation.
It's not zero correlation. This
Zero.
is what happens.
Paul George or Paul Pierce or Larry Bird and Kevin McHale.
I know you roll your eyes because you
Steph
didn't see
Curry.
them play, but this is what happens.
They also won.
What does that have to do with this?
They won 2 years ago.
Because these teams get old. Yeah, and then
Years
the
ago is
wheel-
not long.
It's
time ago.
not, but it is.
No, it's not.
See, but it's one of those things where
When you're an NBA player over, start hitting into your 30s, every year is a
But
lot.
also the game has changed so much where Steph Curry doesn't get touched the entire game.
You're right.
He doesn't get touched at all. He doesn't have to get rebounds. There's no like hitting or roughing up Steph Curry. Like he kind of just needs to be having cardio. Am I wrong?
yeah, and he has that.
I'm very
still
confident.
plays
We're going to be having the
still
same
elite.
conversation next year. I'm
No,
very
but the
confident.
problem is
Just as I was confident this year, they weren't going to do
averaging
shit.
But it's it's one of those things where it's almost doing like not exactly Frank's like Mets thing, but it's like you get to be like, all right, they won't win a championship.
No, I'm saying no.
It's
no
hard, like
I didn't just say that. I said they.
50-1.
I said they weren't going to get out of the first round. I said that on this show. This is not a team that's going to be competing for the Western Conference Finals. I said this team is going nowhere. I said that. I mean, you can shrug your shoulder. I mean, I said it. You heard me say it.
They made it to the playoffs.
No, they didn't.
They're definitely
Well, they
they're
did.
definitely at a they're
How
at
many
a
they didn't?
they're at a line in the sand point. I agree with that.
What?
Like the championships are in the past.
Everything's in
They still have an elite player. What do you do?
Reshuffle.
Get assets.
If they don't do Dick, like it's over.
Yeah, they're back in the middle.
I would go all in on LeBron.
like Clay's gonna be out, and they'll just add somebody.
I don't know
else.
if he's going to be out.
I think he is.
I'm not saying
the way they're
I agree with
talking
it.
about
I'm
it.
just saying.
Let him go.
I think they would have extended him. I think they would have kind of done it already, like they did the Draymond.
It's going to be
Think
definitely
he'd take a
interesting.
hometown?
No.
No,
It's definitely going to be interesting in negotiations that like your last game was just like so bad.
I think he's just.
When it really
also kinda
shouldn't be like that, but that's
Yeah, I
kind of
think
just how it
he's kind
goes.
of done with it. I just feel like people were saying the Magic might take him, but I don't know. They don't really pay anybody.
Someone's going to have to Someone will overpay him, I would think, just to have like a veteran shooter, basically, a guy with the pedigree, if you will.
Let's go. Let's move on
Bad
to
day for pedigree. It was.
this guy. You like want to get us like we're trying. You're gonna get me mad.
No.
Pedigree. That's
It was I'm saying yesterday was a bad day for pedigree. That's all I'm saying. That's not. I'm
we'll-
allowed to
we'll-
say
we'll
that.
not
I'm
with the-
allowed to be
Yeah,
right.
but I'm allowed. That's not right. It's
Well, I mean, it was,
No,
but then
you
with
could
the
have that
Lakers,
one.
it wasn't.
yeah. What
think
about
that's
the
more right
Lakers?
than
What about the
Warriors
Lakers?
take.
Apparently
Is
not.
that Dukes?
I like that one. But
What about the Lakers?
That's
Pedigree won there.
Young guys against pedigree.
No.
It wasn't a bad day for Pedigree.
Was it?
That's a half and half day.
we didn't bring it up with
it was
LeBron
50-50.
though. Like
It was-
that was more.
No,
Actually,
but that's a half.
thank
and
you.
half.
If we're talking about
Keep
pedigree
talking
too,
about it.
Zion's first playoff
was a
game, he
dog
didn't know what playoffs were, and he scored 40.
Well, then again, he also pulled a Zion.
Come on,
I know.
come
I
on.
know. I gotta be
Right
fair.
now.
I gotta be fair.
Who's this pedigree guy you keep talking about?
Also, really quick can I just close something with the Warriors? All the young guys I was talking about too, like they could easily just trade for someone. Like they have trade assets.
They got enough of those pieces that
The only thing is though they don't have. I think the Raptors have their first round pick now.
Who, dude? I saw the Trailblazers have the Warriors pick this year.
Oh, it's Trailblazers.
and they have 2 lottery
Sorry.
picks. What a bad year to have 2 lottery picks.
Yeah, this draft sucks.
That's
People say it's the
Boys.
worst draft. Like
It's awful.
ever.
Trade them for futures.
And I'm getting excited.
I
I
don't
mean,
think anybody wants them. You know what I
Think about
mean?
the
Like
draft.
that's how bad it is.
NFL drafts next week,
No, I'm excited.
and that's it's in like an elite
That's the
draft
opposite,
for the NFL.
right?
They're like it's
Even better.
stacked with talent.
Yeah.
Even better, Game 3. Knicks, Game 3, same night.
Thursday.
Pull up the TVs, folks.
Let's talk about the Lakers real fast. Lakers, Pelicans. Zion showed out. This was a year for everyone to shut the fuck up about Zion. I feel like
Kind
Ashley
of.
Alvarado.
Until the
too.
last 2 minutes of the game.
He got
he
hurt.
got hurt. It's not his fault.
So I agree with you guys. I'm talking about what they said on the the halftime show of the next game. So you have those guys who have played in the NBA, Charles Barkley, those guys, and they
Ernie
were
Johnson never did.
it's true, and they were saying they would not have left that game.
they don't know.
That's so easy to say.
That's what
when
they
it's
know,
not-
but that's what
Yeah,
they
I
said.
know,
I'm
but
ju- I'm
they're
simply-
also such hardos sometimes where it's like you don't know if you can fucking run.
Love Charles Barkley. He also had a jump shooting team. Would never win a championship. They wanted to win 4.
Yeah, like
These guys, I would like the Charles Barkley knows more can forget more basketball than I'll ever know. But they also doesn't mean they're like they also. These old guys too. As much as I love him, Shaq was like my favorite player. They love to be. Back in my
They're
day,
tougher.
we walked 12 miles in snow uphill. I'm like, guy, you have no idea what injury he's dealing with.
I think it's all
no
old
idea.
guys.
Scottie
I
Pippen.
don't think it's just
Scottie Pippen begged out of a game too.
Yeah, listen. You have
he
no
literally didn't
idea.
play
That was an
last
ego
shot.
thing, though. That was an injury.
You have no idea how
Worse. Even
Zion's
worse.
feeling.
So, I agree. It is worse.
Still.
No,
Zion literally could like.
Oh, Scottie Pippen had the headache game too. That Jordan talked about on the last
matter.
time.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Just saying.
Doesn't matter.
Guys like that in that age.
But the thing is, Zion, you don't know what the fuck's going on with him. He could have hurt his team if he stayed in the game. If he's hurt, he's dropped 40. If anyone's blaming him, get the fuck. That's just what like people want to shit on him. He played all season. He did not. He didn't. Wasn't a bust. He was unbelievable. What happened to Brandon Ingram last night?
Yeah, he was.
He wasn't
he's been-
playing in the last 5 minutes.
He's been hurt. I don't know because even like when me and Bosco went and saw them the other day, he didn't play. I don't know. They were weird because the Lakers were playing so well. Like D'Lo was great in the. He came out that first quarter.
D'Lo
Was unbelievable.
5'6",
I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying. I saw him on that list. I think the Warriors could use a D'Lo.
Yeah.
That's a kind of guy they could use for sure.
Wasn't he on the Warriors?
He was.
Yeah,
He was.
okay.
He was.
Yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah.
a back.
Yeah.
He absolutely was.
I don't. It's not crazy that the Lakers can beat the Nuggets.
I think it is.
I don't think it's
incredibly crazy.
I'll never doubt the Nuggets again.
I don't think it's crazy.
Nuggets are the real fucking
I think
deal.
it's crazy.
Do the Lakers win that game if Zion stays in, doesn't get hurt?
Yeah.
Because
it was really close. They got it tied deep in the game.
The Lakers were clutch as fuck
for absolutely
the entire time.
The D'Lo three in the corner was the dagger.
Like, because the Lakers were up all game, up double digits.
They were up, I think, 17 in the fourth quarter.
Then they came back, and then they still kind of kept them off. So I think the Lakers would have still won, but they played great. Both teams. It was a great game. It was one of the first games I actually enjoyed watching.
It was a great game.
It is funny when you make obviously a lot of us are big college basketball guys in here. When you make like the full transition, it literally is a different sport.
Yeah. It's a bad game for pedigree.
Crazy. He's only played 64 games since his rookie year.
I guess that was a good game for pedigree. I guess, right? The Lakers win. But
who only played 64
Brandon
games?
Ingram.
Really?
So like
he has a lot of injuries.
And we're talking more about, and I love both my guys, but we're talking more about Zion. Is this because Zion's more of a power
Zion's fat. Well, now not.
he's
Like
not
he got
fat.
a lot. No, but he got like that's what I'm saying. Like flack on social media for that. Where Brandon Ingram was just like, oh, he like has like torn shit. Like it was way easier for social media and fans to make fun of Zion.
Fat, yeah.
For being like, oh, he's hurting his knees because
Got
he's
it.
like loving like the New Orleans and like he had that shit with like Mariah Mills. Like Zion became a meme where Brandon Ingram kind of just keeps to himself.
It's true.
I have a trivia question for Bosco. I want to test his hoops knowledge.
Let's go.
It's never good.
I didn't know the answer to this. Jose Alvarado, Pelicans guard. Where did he go to high school?
Christ the King.
Correct. Good for you, Bosco.
His dad is such a whack job. He was at a game as recently as last year causing issues. He doesn't have a dad. He doesn't have a son at the game.
Also hilarious
This is
that
the kind of family that these wackos are.
Bosco see that said take the Alvarado tech. He had a tech literally within 1 minute of checking.
Alvarado was warming up where you are, where we were sitting, and I was like, Christ the King, and he just gave us a look like, you stay on his good side because
he also got a tech in that game as well. He tried to fight
if
Devin.
a brawl breaks out, like you want him on your side.
Absolutely.
He's fucking whacked out. He's out of his bird.
He played a good game yesterday too.
Yeah, his whole family's fucking crazy.
We'll go over the games tonight.
Shout out Coach Arbitello, by the way.
Thank God. Shout out Arbitello. Let's go over the games tonight. I don't love any of these games. With Smitty, how do you feel about the Sixers minus 5.5?
So riddle me this, gentlemen. How do you guys feel about playoff Jimmy Butler?
Scary.
Usually pretty good.
He's very good. He's very scary.
Himmy is
very intimidating. I think he's the one of, if not the most ball-out clutch players in the game today. But as Clemmer alluded to earlier, technically it's not the playoffs. It's a playing game. What happened last year when the Miami Heat played in their first play-in game?
They lost, correct?
They lost.
They blew it too, I think, if I remember.
Yeah. What are the Sixers doing right now? I think they won 8 straight.
Well,
I think the MVP's back. I think the line moved from minus 3.5 to minus 5.5.
Did indeed.
I feel pretty good.
Seems like the Sixers.
seems like
Also,
that too.
I have no interest in the Hawks Bulls.
But I'm telling you, that'll end up being a classic somehow.
Oh yeah,
It's some
without
way,
a doubt.
some way, somehow.
It'll end up being a classic.
Trey Young's going to
Whoever loses the 7-8 game, or Sixers Heat, must win against those two idiots.
100%.
I
Must win.
think the Bulls are going to win, but I'm so torn on the first game of the Sixers Heat because it's what you said. Like the Sixers are way better.
Yeah.
They're a way better team on paper. They've been a better team on the court. Everything. I mean, with Embiid back, they're just and they're at home. The Sixers are at home. They're better. And playing game thing is all fine, but scoring Jimmy Butler. Playing against the Sixers, who he does not like.
He's already won.
He's
He's already beat the Sixers.
But this is Jimmy Butler we're talking about. He's a psychopath in the best way possible.
You're right.
He's taking this grudge to his fucking grave.
All right, so congratulations.
He could win 9 titles. He'd be like, fuck this.
Or he can be the top point scorer and lose by 10.
That's possible.
Good point.
He's just a man that it's tough to bet against.
Not wrong.
In the playoffs.
You're not wrong, but his
dangerous man.
his back is not against the wall. The sack isn't touching the furnace yet for Jimmy.
Not quite yet. That's true. But they need it though.
I like the Sixers a lot tonight. I don't love the spread. 5.5. So they played each other a couple weeks ago, and the Sixers won by 4.
Mm-hmm. In Miami. It's the biggest game of the year, technically.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I think the Sixers win, but I don't know if they're going to cover 5.5. That's what scares me. That's why I'm staying away.
I don't think it's that. Yeah, I think it's the Sixers.
I think the Sixers win by close to double digits.
Just because that's a worse
really?
matchup for the Knicks.
I wouldn't feel comfortable betting the Heat tonight. Like I would just be sitting there nervous.
The Sixers have been cooking.
Yeah, they have.
Like they've had that crazy look. You want to talk about Jimmy having the crazy look in their eye? The entire everybody
Am I
on the
stupid or
Sixers
did
from
Embiid-
top to bottom has been batshit. Other than Josh Harris because he doesn't fucking care as the owner of the fucking Washington Commanders. Everybody below him had that crazy look in their eye last 8 games. Because if the Sixers are going to do it, it's not going to be like the process years. Everyone's kind of written them off. Like if they're going to do something, it might be that like this year.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they are.
I'm completely.
You got a better coach this year too.
Did Embiid tweak it a little bit in one of the last games, or was I completely wrong with that?
He didn't play against the Nets, so
He could tweak.
he's not going to be 100% during the playoffs, but he sure is
80% Embiid's still really good.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay. I
We real quick on that game, we have a bet out. Myself, Max, and Roan. Plus 750 right now on DraftKings Sportsbook. Joel Embiid over points, 30.5. Tyrese Maxey over threes, 2.5. Sixers money line, obviously, and this one's for the Philly people. Tobias Harris under points, plus 750.
disgusting. You've taken under with my Long Island fellow.
Your Long Island fellow has
him.
taken far more
He's the best.
monetary value compared to his talents over the past 5 years.
Oh, he's so good.
He is.
100 million?
I'm sure he's a very, very fine person, but it is arguably the worst max contract ever given out. It's Monty's max contract.
Listen, he dunked over my best friend in high school, and I will never. Whatever he wants to do, he can do.
Hey, I'm hoping. Look, put it this way: if Tobias Harris plays like a max contract player, the Sixers might win it all.
Yeah. Did you? See
Jamie's
something?
played 30% of
Was that face? You saw something?
The doll's getting smoked.
I was wondering why Smitty hasn't said
damn it,
anything this
Smitty.
whole fucking show.
It's not over.
He ended up losing the first set. He's
lost the
down,
first
he's
set.
down in the second one already.
Oh yeah, it's done.
He's plus like 700 right now. He's toast.
It's good. Might be a good time to double dip.
What do you got for baseball, Marty, today?
Wait, before we go to baseball, I want to talk about
E-Backs Cubs is a classic last night. Fucking soft.
Heartbreaker.
Just throw that
you
out.
are unbelievable.
I got to throw
I
that
say
out.
I'm going to talk about it, and he just jumps right into it. I want to talk about real quick about Colorado football right now. It's some chaos is happening there. Like
Who could have predicted that?
Shador and Shiloh are both
Running the transfers?
Yeah, both putting out their Instagram stories like, hit up me if you're transferring on defense, hit up me if you're transferring on offense.
The guys on their own team or guys coming in? I couldn't follow that.
Guys potentially coming in.
Yeah, like
Potentially coming
coming in.
Jesus Christ.
It sounds like it's fucking crazy.
It's a fucking
over there.
Mickey Mouse operation. That looks like.
I'm just announcing to the card and PMT stats that I add Rafael Nadal plus 650 to my card, please. Live.
Oh.
All right.
Let's go.
I love it. I hope you win because I have it. So, but yeah, what do you think about that, Ev?
I mean, it's definitely weird. Listen, I totally get why people who it's funny because Deion's so like polarizing that you're kind of either on like one side of the fence or the other.
I'm on his side.
So I think what really what happened is there was a lot of people that were talking a lot of shit in the offseason. Obviously, they come out, win the first few games. All those people feel dumb. They're saying the other side's like, "Ha, we told you." Flips back the other way. Now those people are having their moment. Season ends bad, and I think those kind of people are like piling on, like, "We told you so. We told you so." They stink. I'm kind of more like let the dust settle, like see what happens, because now it's like the second transfer portal window. A few of they have some guys that they came in last year that weren't great are leaving, so people are kind of tacking on to like he thought he was bringing like the Louis you said you were bringing in, now they're leaving that you said you were bringing in. So I don't know. I mean, I did listen. It looks weird when your quarterback and safety, who are both your kids, are like, hey, shoot me a DM if you want to play for Colorado. Not a great look. I'm more kind of just let the dust settle. I just like Deion and I like Primes. I just like what they've kind of got going on over there. So I don't like want to just like be like, oh, like they're the worst. But listen, if this season doesn't go well, he might just be out of there. Not even, I don't think he gets fired. It's more just Shadur's going to go to the draft. And I think he's going to kind of be like, see ya.
Yeah.
If things don't work out. So
No, 100%. It's just a little bit like Rico said. It's like a little bit like a circus. Like it
definitely is.
Yeah.
They got to win.
and
They have to win.
They have to win. I mean,
They're
They're going Big 12 now?
Yeah, that's what they will be in.
it also helps that Shador's like really fucking good.
Shedeur is elite. I want to make that like I think
love
Shedeur is elite, and I think he should be a first-round quarterback next year. But their offensive line was atrocious. I don't know how much better that's going to be this year.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a massive problem. They have great playmakers.
Big 12 is fun.
I mean, Travis Hunter's unbelievable.
Don't we have Arizona State in that conference? There's just a bunch of fun.
Arizona went there.
Coming out saying like what teams Travis and Shedeur can play for, and
that's also weird too. Like I think
don't need to like make it.
It's saying it this early. It just does. Listen, I think
what in the NFL draft you're saying?
Cam talked about it with Shannon Sharp that he kind of was like, listen, hey, like when you're like say like Eli did it obviously. He's like, what was his last name? Like Manning. That name has juice. Like Sanders. That has juice.
Point.
He was like,
actually a good point.
Cam Newton. Like I couldn't do that. He was like, maybe like one day if I ever had a kid, like maybe like I could do that. Like now, because now my name has juice, but at the time it didn't.
I don't even think Cam.
But him before
I don't think Cam Newton's son can do it.
I think. You never know. It depends the kind of guy he becomes.
Deion Sanders is like that's a name.
It's a long. Yeah, listen. I think if Cam Newton went on to have a son who was a top quarterback, maybe he could.
This is a 15-year conversation.
Yeah, exactly. It's more like I just think it's more weird this early, being like I'll only play for like the Eagles, the Falcons, the
way too early
Ravens or whoever it was. Like this team. Way too early to do that.
Yeah.
Way too early. If he did that like later on, I would still even think it's a little weird, but.
And last thing, football.
I'm just thinking of the names with the juice. People trying to claim juice. Harrington? That name ring a bell? Like Leftwich? Do you know that name?
Last thing, more news coming out that Robert Kraft like just backstabbing.
Such a piece of shit.
Backstabbing
I love
Belichick.
I love it.
Like it's just like even Dave said it's like why we have 6 like Super Bowls in the past, whatever. Why are we bringing this to the public? Why is there any reports happening? Let it die. Like don't make Patriots fans have to like take sides and like hate Kraft.
I love it.
Dude,
and I love it because it's fucking so funny.
It's insane. It's insane from like the perspective of like the dynasty. He was like, yeah, like the documentary. He was like, I had nothing to do with that. His name was on the fucking documentary. It was like a Kraft family production. It was like he definitely had a role to play in like the like tarnishing Belichick. And then the thing with Arthur Blank like being like, don't trust Belichick, just bizarre. And Clemmer has said this before. Like, I think the Krafts like if he died 2 years ago, he would have gone down as maybe the best owner in sports. And Clemmer has like said that he's one of the best owners in sports.
Absolutely.
He is rapidly.
Is this
rapidly declining his?
But is this a Robert thing or a Jonathan thing?
This is Robert.
You think so?
You know how I feel about Jonathan. I
know.
Like
That's why
I'm
asking you.
I think it's right.
It's a dying billionaire's ego.
The Robert
slowly fading.
The Robert, like it's even come out that like that Belichick wanted to trade Mac. He's just like, yeah, like with this new offense, like I think we got to get rid of Mac, and Robert made him keep Mac. So there's a bunch of shit out there like.
I think Robert has been like a guy where they had so much success. You're at the top of the world. The past has it been 3 years?
Yeah,
has been pretty shitty, and they don't know he doesn't know how to handle it. So he just like was butting heads with Belichick, and now he's blaming Belichick.
Let me pose this too, because obviously it seemed like it all really started with the Brady thing from the beginning, where like Robert he wanted to keep Brady, like Belichick was ready to get rid of him like really early, and I think Kraft at first like that made like Kraft look right.
Yes, and he was right.
Because he stayed, they were still good. He leaves even after, like years after Belichick wanted to get rid of him, he left, was still good, went with somebody else. I'm sure Kraft's sitting there watching the Patriots implode with Belichick without Brady. And he's sitting there like, maybe he's rethinking the whole thing, like you weren't that smart, you just had the GOAT as your quarterback, and everyone thought you were so smart. The second he leaves, you're bad. Team's not like just, you go from middling to atrocious. Also, handed over the keys, everything. He drafted all these guys. They all stink. He was a horrible talent evaluator. Besides a few positions on defense, he's been bad. So I'm sure I'm sure the ego is kicking up even more on that front, where he's like, this team that like we built, you ran into the ground the second Brady wasn't there.
Yeah.
So I kind of know how to calling other guys and saying don't trust this guy is like
it's like
crazy move. Crazy move for sure. But I'm kind of like, I don't know where to.
I believe it. I don't think.
I mostly want to see Belichick coach again, just to be like.
Well, that's my next.
Just
point.
to like we need to like see like kind of which side it was right, kind of.
This is my next point, because the next thing that came out was that there's a lot of chatter that he wants to coach the Giants. Imagine him going to the team that he couldn't beat and then like winning a Super Bowl.
But he also did.
He also won with
He started there.
I know he started
Two
there,
as
but
the
I'm
coordinator.
saying, like he couldn't beat them with the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Like that was a kryptonite in the Super Bowls. I'm saying going back
NFC
there
East was his
and winning.
kryptonite in the Super Bowls completely.
He also beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he
Also,
went 1-3 combined against the NFC East. So the NFC East was his kryptonite.
But the Giants.
Those were his only
more
losses.
the Giants.
I mean, the Giants,
it's like 0-2.
Nick Foles still beat him. You got to give them credit.
I
Granted,
just
the
did.
Giants hold who was his kryptonite? If you only put in one spot, it's the Giants. Who's the second kryptonite? It's the Eagles.
You can't have
They
two
beat him.
kryptonite.
Yeah, there's not two. It's just
That's why I
the
grouped them
Giants.
together, Phil.
You can. Superman had
Why
many
are you trying to give
kryptonites.
the
Green,
Eagles so
red.
much credit?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Because they
why.
won with Foles. I still think that's a massive. That was a massive upset.
Eagles
in
can
my
go
eyes.
fuck themselves. I don't want nothing. I don't care.
Fair enough. But that was still a massive upset to me.
Yeah, I don't know.
think
I think that Kraft wanting because Kraft's whole thing is like loyalty. So even if I think of this, like even if Brady was declining, Kraft would have been like, well, we got to keep him. He's been so loyal to us. Kind of like the Steph argument. Like he's done so good. Like
Right.
Yeah.
Kraft is like blindly loyal. So the fact that he was right about Brady, but
Yeah,
also
no, it's-
Brady went into like a perfect scenario in Tampa. Like I don't think Kraft could kind of see that.
If Belichick goes to the Giants, we have resume of when Belichick's with a not very good quarterback or not a great quarterback. It doesn't go very well. The
Well, we don't know
Browns.
what the quarterback situation is going to be.
Well,
it's
I
gonna be
mean,
a new
I'm guessing
quarterback.
Daniel Jones or a rookie.
I think he's a cowboy.
but if we were hiring a new coach, that would think things went
Yeah,
really
wait,
bad this
Yeah,
year.
I mean,
Like horrible.
Right.
If we're firing Dable this year, things went really
Also,
bad.
there's zero
Really
chance
bad.
that Bill Belichick, at like
defense
near
so good,
80
too.
years old, wants to have a rookie quarterback.
Say it again.
Bill
He's
Belichick,
saying he went on a rookie.
At this age, he
quarterback.
doesn't want a rookie.
Probably not.
I think he might not have. But if he went to the Giants, he would probably base it
I
on.
think he also just like
Yeah, I
would
don't
rather
think
a
he'd ever go to
job
the
than.
Giants.
I think he wants a job. He's
I don't think
like
he'd
with
ever
his,
go to the Giants.
He's like with his son at Washington all the time. Like he's like, he think he's itching to get back into football.
the more likely spot a year from now would be Dallas.
Yeah, I
after
think
a
I would agree with that.
rookie
Probably.
Yeah, I would agree. I'm just saying the reports that came out were that like he's like he would love to be the Giants coach.
I think it's an NFC East team. I think Eagles.
Then he doesn't have to play him. Well, no, I shouldn't say
I
that.
just
He'll
don't.
be
I
playing
just
him all the
wouldn't buy a
time.
I
Giants.
think he's going to his kryptonite. Wait, why is he not reacting to that? I said he's going to an NFC East.
Yeah, he would go to the kryptonite. You're right. Can't beat him. Join him.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's go to baseball last night. Rico brought up before I had the Cubs,
So did I.
and it was just they had heart all game. They're like, oh my god, they're getting blown out,
Coming
and
back.
come back, winning, and then they lose 12-11.
Bob the ninth home run. Kettle Marte with 2 outs. Barely squeezed over the fence.
Yeah. Oh, that night.
game.
Yeah.
Bob the ninth. It was it was
game.
Great game. It was,
incredible game.
Love those Diamondbacks uniforms.
I think that Kyle Hendricks is.
Hat pops.
I think he's done so. I think his time has come. Of like he's not that guy anymore.
Bad.
What do you got?
It's tough when you rely on kind of those off speed things and you lose even more of the off speed. It gets tough
Yeah.
and it can end quick.
All right. Let's do the dog of the day. Smitty.
Start with Clemmer.
Clemmer.
Oh, dog of the day is Oakland A's plus 136 against the Cardinals. They got Paul Blackburn on the mound. Guy is 19 to third scoreless innings to start the season. I'm not saying it's gonna win, but plus 136.
They win yesterday? Somebody take the A's
They
yesterday?
did. They blew it. They won. They were up first 5. They were. Yeah, they blew.
The Royals
They
game
lost
got
3-2.
canceled.
Tough game.
Yep. Check. So
Sears pitched well.
dog of the day, the A's for me.
All right, Marty.
Sears is great. He's pitching against the. Maybe we should.
Solid, dude.
Monday, 1:00.
Yankees.
JPC is against the Yankees. Maybe it's let's just maybe think about it. My dog of the day is the Rangers plus 125 against the Tigers. No, Scooble's pitching.
I was looking at that. It was my
Right.
second best option.
Still Rangers plus 125. They I think they can definitely get.
Gooball's
some-
been so good. It's tough.
Yeah, it's
Dunning's
definitely
good,
tough.
too.
Dunning's good.
It's tough.
Ev.
I'm taking the Astros.
Like that as well.
Fried has not been good. I mean,
His last start was.
really since he's come back, just in general. I'm taking the Astros plus money at home. I know they've been bad this year, but I'll take the shot on the Astros.
I think that might be an over game.
I liked all those options, but I ended up landing on the Guardians plus the 110. Great record. Anytime you can give me them with plus sign in front of them, I'm going to take them. Smitty.
I got a lot of picks from this game because I just love it. It's not being a homer. The the Phillies at home against the struggling Rockies. Rockies have scored 1 run in 2 games at Citizens Bank Park. Phillies offense is struggling, but they
hit my total last night.
Yeah, but put up 5 last night. Emotional game. This will be the first sweep of the year, and also Christopher Sanchez.
Isn't this dog of the day?
A run line.
Oh,
yeah, it's
sorry.
even money.
Sorry.
Or minus 105. Christopher Sanchez, valiant starter last year, earned the number 5 spot this year. I think he's the best number 5 starter in the league. Started out hot again this season. Coming off arguably his worst start of his young career. I think he bounces back against this Rockies team.
One more thing to your point. I love the Phillies over 4.5 runs today. Yep. They're facing Ryan Feltner.
Yes.
5.20 ERA outside of Coors Field. Mm-hmm. So he's a bad pitcher outside of Coors.
I mean, Cal Quantrill shut the shit down 2 nights ago. So
Cal Quantrill's a much better pitcher than Ryan Feltner.
Yeah, but the Phillies offense is not there yet. It just isn't.
It's not.
So
scored over 5 runs because I checked only once all year.
Yeah. So I mean, they just aren't. But I think this is a Sanchez game more than anything. That's why I'm taking it.
Phil, I would like you to apologize to me because the Mets won yesterday.
I do apologize. Honestly, I was not expecting a win with Omar Narvaez behind the plate.
Thank you. See, I believed in your team more than you.
No, you did. I was not expecting a win. The Mets have pleasantly surprised me for the last 2 weeks.
They're not that bad right now.
No.
9-3 over the last
They're
12.
a completely fine team.
Yeah.
And they have all their bullpen guys ready for today too.
I minimal Frank tweets over the last 2 weeks about the Mets.
Yeah, I think he's sedated.
They're above 500.
I think he's been traveling. I think he's not been. When he's in the office, he fires it off.
He dials it up.
Yeah.
Say he's sedated.
I think so. Doesn't that mean like calmed? What word am I looking?
Usually it means calm, but it means
drugs.
you took something to get calm.
It's like he took a
I
horse
think he might be
tranquilizer.
sedated. Best bets.
Yeah, Clemmer.
Sorry, let me pull it up here. My best bet. So my best bet last night, just talk real quick, is the Royals game got rained out. It's not my best bet of the day, although I am taking the Royals minus 1.5 because there's going to be winds gusts 15 to 30 miles an hour. I don't like that. My best bet today is Kevin Gausman over 4.5 hits allowed. So he's given up like 15 hits in his last 6 innings pitched. His fastball is down 1.5 miles from what it was last year. I don't know if something's wrong with him. He's broken, but 4.5 hits is not very much, I don't think. So Gausman over 4.5 hits.
I'm going Dodgers minus 1.5. They're minus 130. I don't think they're going to drop another one to the Nationals.
Yeah, they lost one already. That's
Yeah, and I was thinking about that. I think we should all take, if it's over plus 350, any team, I don't care who they're playing, we should take it.
I'm not taking that.
Because, think about it.
I have.
That's just,
I have 1 out of every.
let me explain it, because that's why not? It's baseball. Baseball is the one sport that anything can really happen. Usually when when football teams or when it's the Chiefs against someone really shitty, it's barely ever gonna happen. Mm-hmm. Baseball's the one sport that things can, a pitcher can all of a sudden just have his stuff today, and one guy doesn't, it's over.
I'll take a case. I have something to your point. The biggest line I think I've ever seen was something like it was 490 or something. It was Pedro Martinez in his peak against the 2-year-old Devil Rays, and the Devil Rays won that game. So to your point, I'll case
I'm not saying bet the
Crazy.
game your
2-year-olds could barely walk. They beat the fucking Red Sox.
all right.
against Pedro too, in diapers.
I'm backing an over. I had the Diamondbacks Cubs over yesterday. It was easy peasy. Over Dodgers. Over Dodgers Nats. Over 9.5. I think it's plus 100.
like
So not landing any juice. Runs.
I'm going to take an under. Angels Rays. You got 2 guys with a combined 2.21 ERA. Littell and Retmers both pitching really well. I don't love the lineups in these teams. I'm going to take the under 8.5.
Back to Christopher Sanchez. I like these. They're not my lock of the day, but over 60.5 outs is juiced. Over 6.5 strikeouts is juiced. I'm still going to take them, but the lock of the day, good money. Christopher Sanchez to record a win, plus 110.
Can I throw one more out there? Just happened right before the show started. The Orioles announced their starter is a guy named Albert Suarez. This guy hasn't pitched in the majors since 2017. He pitched in Korea and all over the place since then. He's going up against Pablo Lopez. Now, the Orioles are a good team. It's in Baltimore, but it's almost even money. I don't know. I'm on the Twins. It's Albert Suarez. I asked Marty, who is this guy?
do you have any more picks?
Yeah, I do. I have one more, I think. I'm sorry. I have no, I guess I'm out. That's it. That's all I got. Sorry.
All right, I'm actually now going with the Pirates today, plus 140. despise Luis Severino. I can't stand him. That's just only reason why I'm taking it. I'm going Yankees, obviously. I'm going Twins as well, because what you said to me. This one, hold your asshole. Don't watch the game. But I'm taking the White Sox against the Royals today. Brady Singer's got a under 1 ERA going against the White Sox.
Marlins won yesterday, by the way. Hurts my bet for the record.
They did. And
so you're taking it's game 1 against Jonathan Cannon, the kid I talked about yesterday with the 5.6 ERA. Okay,
yes.
I'm on that as well.
And I'm going with the was it Phillies -1.5. I like Smitty's thing. Ev.
Where did I have it? Right here.
I just got those two.
Already on the Astros. I'm taking the Yankees as well with Stroman. They're plus 100. I'm also going to take the over in that game, over 8.5 in Yankees. Blue Jays. I'm riding the over again in the Diamondbacks Cubs over 9. And give me the D-backs as well, -120.
I just got those two. So I'm on the under in Angels Rays, and I'm on Cleveland plus 110. Smitty.
No run first inning, Giants Marlins. No run first inning, Tigers and Rangers. You parlay the Phillies special, Phillies and Sixers together. It is plus money. You put that up there, as well as Tyrese Maxey over 2.5 threes. Plus, again, look at the DraftKings special for Philly. Myself, Max, and Roan plus 750. It's on there.
We got the hit parade, too, as well. Quick update, too, from Dave. Lieutenant Michael Husak is now, it's $600,000.
Oh, wow.
200 in merch, 100 from Dana White, 300 match from Dave, so we're up to 6. I'd love to get this to $1 million, so I'll continue to match until we get there. Thanks, as always, for your support. So
Dana White.
we'll pick
Wow,
out
that's
some
awesome.
shirts.
Dave's the best with this shit, so sad. Hopefully we don't have to do
Yeah, I say it all the time. It's the best and worst thing we do. Shouldn't happen, but it's great that we step up.
Also, condolences to Stu's family.
Yes.
Forgot about that.
The God,
Horrible.
rest in peace, the Godfather, Howie Fonner.
Oh, he passed?
Yeah, this morning.
I text at like
last
1
night.
o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I saw this morning. Shot Stu a text doing services this weekend. So
That's awful.
whole family, his wife, his kids.
His dad would come to the office once in a while, and it was always nice when he was here. He
Loved
brought
it.
such a fun and nice energy, a kind energy, and you could just tell how much Stu and his dad cared about each other.
He said to spend a lot of time with him the last couple of years, every day for the last, he said, 60 years. So God bless, may he rest in peace. Lived a long, blessed life.
All right. So yes, that's honestly all just awful stuff that we just went through. So I'm sorry for everybody. But that's the show. We'll be back tomorrow. I think it's just us 3 tomorrow.
I'll be here tomorrow.
Yeah. So we'll people are doing things. We will see you guys tomorrow.